Alright, what is up? This is SLOplays, and I am back again with some more Dragon Ball Sparking Zero news and updates here on the channel for another data mine video. Let's talk about this. This is kind of interesting stuff. Again, this doesn't really, mean that we're going to be getting these characters as like DLC or anything. We're just going to be discussing all this because it's just interesting information, and maybe I thought you guys would find it interesting as well. So, shouts to DBS Hype as well as DB Sparking News. So, this is stuff found in the Sparking Zero data mines. Super Saiyan Blue Evolution or Evolved Blue Vegeta and Blue Kaioken icons, indicating they might have been planned as separate transformations initially. As you can see right here, we have a Super Saiyan Blue Evolved Vegeta icon. Again, this is kind of like an unfinished thing, and the icon is really important to know that they're a separate slot, because these are what, you would see on the actual, character select screen, okay? So, you can see it from the hair color and everything. I know people are gonna be like, oh, why are his eyes black and his, eyebrows still regular, Super Saiyan Blue or whatever. Again, this was not something that came into fruition. This was probably planned. They were probably, doing whatever edits they needed to for it, and then they were just like, all right, we're scrapping this. We're not going to do it like that. We're just going to make it a blast one or whatever it's called, and have it as like a boost technique, okay? Now, with Kaioken Blue, I don't have a problem with that being, just a boost technique. Normal Kaioken is like that. I think it's just, this is better as a boost technique. But Super Saiyan Blue Evolved, I feel like this is a form that should have been its own character. You can disagree with me as much as you want, and that's cool. I respect that. But for me personally, I mean, look at all the, versions of Goku. Like, Goku has Ultra Instinct Sign and the, regular mastered white-haired, silver-haired Ultra Instinct, right? So, give at least Vegeta his big major power-up that he had in the tournament power at the end of Dragon Ball Super, right? It's in the intro of this game, the opening cinematic. It's also on the cover of the game, okay? So to have it kind of, pushed off to the side is just like a boost technique that barely, changes him. Like, yes, he gets the aura, he gets, the eyes and the darker hair and everything, but everything else, his physique is still, normal. It's not like the super buffed up version like it was in the anime. Like, I think they could have easily, if they wanted to, did it as a boost technique, but at least, like, slap on Super Saiyan, or just Super Vegeta, the grade 2 Super Saiyan, that model, and then change, the hair color and the eyes, and then give him the aura. Like, it wouldn't be that bad, right? But I just feel like they just kind of, I don't know, this form got shafted, and I was disappointed by it. Again, it's not a big deal. It's not the end of the world or anything, but it would have been really cool and nice if they had it as that. And even if it was a separate slot that you couldn't transform into, I would have been fine with that, just as long as he was, buffed up. He had a lot of, really, really good attack, and, he had some, like, new attacks, right? Like, there's a lot of characters in this game, they got creative, and they made, their own shit, made kind of some shit up, right? Like, for example, like, base form Cauliflower, not necessarily that they made it up, but, like, they gave her, like, oh, full power energy wave, or, some of that shit. Not saying that they had to do it for this one, but they could have gave Super Saiyan Blue Evolved Vegeta that, like, blue Super Saiyan Blue fist attack or whatever. Like, there are animations from that arc that they could have used, right? And made it look unique, gave it some, crazy cool name, right? Like, it wouldn't have been that difficult, but maybe they were just like, all right, we'll just make it a boost technique, it'll make it easier for us. And that's cool, that's fine, right? It's whatever, it's not the end of the world. But yeah, Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken being in as a separate slot, I think would have been kind of weird. I think this one should have just stayed as a boost technique. But y'all let me know down in the comments what you think about that, okay? Now, another thing, this is not a playable character. This is Belmod, as stated by DBS Hype on here, and I think from, it was originally from Kaiser Zeno, and DB Sparking News reported on it. So Belmod might be coming as an NPC for custom battle mode. So it's an NPC. You guys know guest characters like Zeno and, Grand Priest, Grand Minister, whatever. They can just show up as like an NPC, right, in the background or whatever, or like, through a cutscene. But you can't play as them, you can't fight them or any of that, right? So Belmod being, part of that would be actually pretty cool, or maybe it was scrapped. Who knows? Who knows if... That's the thing. We don't know what was actually scrapped material. I mean, this was definitely scrapped. We know for a fact this was scrapped. Or hold on. Wait, maybe there's a chance Super Saiyan Blue Evolved could be a separate slot. I think that would be weird if they did that as, like, DLC in the future. because we already pretty much have it in the game. But you guys get what I mean? Like, I know people really want this playable, but it's like, how would they do that? Would they just keep it on that Vegeta, or would they take it off? I don't know, dude. I don't know. But I think a majority of this stuff is scrapped. This could have been scrapped. If it is like an update in the future to have some of the Gods of Destruction being in there, that would be great, because at least modders could get those models and make them playable, right? I think that's definitely, there's a chance of that. But, yeah, it is what it is, right? I'm not gonna, lose sleep over it, right? Last thing. Okay, last thing. This is very interesting stuff here. And there's one more thing right after that that we'll go over, okay? So, Belmont's icon was found. We went over that. Super 17. Let's talk about this. While one data miner found some internal ID of Super 17 under base character ID, another reliable data miner suggests that it's nothing more than a guess, not enough proof, okay? Now, if we go to Saitsu here, he did actually post this on here, okay? This is what he said. Decided to watch the video presented as proof of this claim. This person who made the original Blue Sky post didn't share any proof outside of posting internal IDs, which proved absolutely nothing. There's basically no proof. It's all guessing. I see no reason to believe this, okay? How it feels to spread misinformation. Now, Saitsu's a really good friend of mine. I've known him for several years since Dragon Ball FighterZ modding and everything. He's been very, very, efficient, and He's done a lot of great stuff in the modding community, and like I said, he's a good friend of mine. So I absolutely do agree with him. I said in my initial video that I made yesterday when we were talking about the Super 17 leaks and all the character leaks, is that there was no proof. I don't know. The person who made that Blue Sky post, the Mondo, who was it? It was Mondo Mega, okay? My apologies. Again, credits to them for finding it and everything, and no disrespect, but they're new to me in the community. Like, I'm not friends with them. I haven't spoken to them ever before. I don't know how reliable they are. That's what I'm getting at. So I know for a fact Saitsu is reliable, because he's only going to put out, if he finds anything interesting. Same thing with Ultima. It would be more reliable from them, because I know them. Okay, I've known them for years, and they're not going to, like, unless they're like making a joke, and obviously they would, say, oh, it's just a joke or whatever. But no, for the most part, they're really good about that, and they're not going to bullshit you, right? So, as far as I know, they haven't found any of this stuff in the files. So, again, I don't know if Mondo Mega is, like, got some secret, method of finding some of this information. I don't know, okay? However, okay, this is interesting, though. At the same time, the official voice actor, Chuck, quoted the Sparking Zero News with this. 3 dots, right? Now, Chuck, as you guys know, is the voice actor, English voice actor, for Android 17. Obviously, he would be the voice actor for Super 17, right? Now, this doesn't confirm it. That does not confirm that he will, he is playable. He's going to be a playable DLC or anything. But, guys, let's be real, right? Let's be real. You can see it on that last video that I made. It's like the top comment. Everybody knows that Super 17 is going to come. I don't know when. It could be next year. It could be in 2 years from now. It's definitely got to be after the first season of DLC, okay? And that's confirmed to be ending at second quarter of 2025, right? So they might, take a few months off, and then later on, oh, new DLC announcement, right? But just because he said this doesn't mean that, everything's 100% confirmed, right? But hey, who knows? I don't know if voice files have been already recorded in the booth or whatever before the game came out, and they already, planned everything. So maybe he already did record Super 17 voice files. Maybe they just never put them in the game. Maybe they're in the game right now in the files, and people gotta look for them. I don't know about y'all, but if you've used GT Kid Goku, you'll hear a little bit of Stephanie's voice. There's one voice file that plays, and you can hear it. Okay, it's super noticeable, right? Shoutouts to my boy Kuba, because he found that out. So, Stephanie's voice is already in there, and that's most likely because she'll be voicing Daima Goku, because that was, I think, pretty much confirmed at this point, that Daima Goku is going to be the voice for it. I think the very first English trailer that went up a couple of weeks ago, you could hear it, okay? It sounds a little bit different, but that's, because Stephanie has gotten older and everything. All voice actors, the voice is not always going to be the same. But, yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting, and I don't know. We'll see what happens, but yeah, guys, don't be silly about it. We know Super 17 is going to eventually come as DLC. He's the only major villain that got left out. And I mean, even though I don't agree with them saying Super 17 has been located in the data mine. I don't agree with them like being like, oh, it's confirmed or whatever, but they're not really saying that. But you know what I mean? This post got almost 50,000 likes, y'all. If 50,000 likes for Super 17 like doesn't show that people want Super 17 in the game, I don't know what will. Like that's incredible. That's impressive, and that just shows there are a lot of Super 17 fans and people really want him in the game because he's cool. He's cool as fuck, right? Nobody can beat me when I'm Super 17, right? Or whatever he says. All right, last thing is really cool and interesting that I thought was really cool that I found from Kaiser Zeno here. On an interesting note, there's also a Yamamoto-style Vegito. It's either a skin, please be a skin. It's probably not going to be a skin, but or leftovers. I think this is a leftover because, as you guys know, most of the designs in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is Shintani style. It's like Shintani based. That's why a lot of characters are much leaner, much skinnier looking. But this is pretty interesting. Look at this. It looks like a Yamamoto-style Sparking Zero like 3D model. Like that's kind of crazy for Vegeta. So I think that's one of the old like prototype, you know, versions of it. And again, Yamamoto style is not loved, but I think this actually looks pretty cool. I think this looks cool. I don't know, y'all let me know which one you like better, is this style or the DBS Broly Shintani kind of style for Vegeta or whatever. But I thought this was interesting. Guys, that's gonna be it for this video. Again, just I love these data mines. It's always interesting stuff. Even if it's scrapped material, it's just cool to see, okay? I don't know about y'all, but there are a lot of those Pokemon leaks going around for like all this data and scrap material, and that stuff is really, really interesting. I have no idea how truthful a lot of that is, but I've seen actual like gameplay footage of like beta shit for certain games, and I thought that was so cool, and it's cool we're finding stuff for Sparking Zero as well, okay? I love this kind of stuff. Yeah, I eat it up, right? Y'all let me know if you found this kind of stuff interesting. Drop a like, subscribe here on the channel, and ring my notification bell. I got some more Sparking Zero videos coming for y'all. Stay tuned. Peace.
This is Broly, and you are watching SLOplays. Make sure to subscribe, or else I'll destroy your entire planet.